Hello, everybody. It is Anna with another episode of Talk Bridal to Me. I am so excited to have Analisa Martin in the studio today. She is the owner of the Glow Co. and an incredible esthetician, and I am so excited to have her. So welcome, Analisa.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yes. So I have been an esthetician for the last 6 years. I specialize in holistic, kind of deep spiritual healing facials, and I work a lot with acne clients as well. My focus really is on acne and just skin vibrancy in general, hence the name The Glow Co. Originally, it was Find Your Glow, which kind of shifted into The Glow Co. But I'm really just all about helping women find what makes them glow spiritually, mentally, physically, in their skin, in their spirit.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. One of these days, I'm going to have to come get a facial from you because I feel like I see the before and after pictures of people and I'm like, holy cow, their skin is just radiant and beautiful. And you focus, I know some facials, it's like, well, this is kind of a one and done thing, but I feel like you have a lot of longevity with your skincare programs.
Yeah. I really love building a deep relationship with my clients. It's definitely not a one and done. It's not a cookie cutter. Everything is customized, and most often just coming to see me once, I can't dive in deep enough with you to really create real transformation. And so that really is something that I focus on, is how can I build this relationship and really be here to support someone through their entire skin healing, soul healing journey, beauty journey. It's very multifaceted, and beauty is so deep that, a lot of times when you go in for a facial somewhere, either you're receiving something quick, easy, in and out, lights are on, it's not relaxing. But then, sometimes you're receiving a facial that's all relaxation and not really results oriented. And so I definitely wanted to create a blend of the both, where you can come and feel rejuvenated from the inside out, but you're noticing a difference in your skin.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you have created such a beautiful niche for yourself. And I feel like you attract those clients who are like, yes, I want, especially having the holistic side to it, I feel like is so unique. Tell us a little bit how that got started for you.
Yeah, so it really came about from my own personal healing journey over the years. I originally, growing up, always wanted to be in the fashion industry. That was always my dream. I thought somehow, some way, whether I'm going to be in New York, LA, like I'm going to be in the fashion world. And I ended up moving to Seattle for a brief time for what I thought was my dream job, and in the fashion world, and just wasn't what I wanted. So I came home and I was a little lost and very kind of spiritually curious, because I just had a lot of healing to do emotionally and a lot of soul searching. And so I started kind of dipping into modalities of just self-healing and energy healing and aromatherapy and therapy and acupuncture and just all kinds of different things. And ultimately really have transformed my mental health and my spiritual health. And somewhere along the way in that time, I received my first facial as well, which changed my life in all aspects. I just felt so amazing and didn't realize I could feel so relaxed and so beautiful. And from that moment, I was like, I want to give this feeling to others. So over time, just being so multi-passionate, my vision eventually evolved into, okay, I can give these healing facials, but I can help clients on a much deeper level. And I know from my own knowledge that, it's not just surface level when it comes to your skin and your health and your body. And so kind of using everything I learned in my own healing journey with my own acne and my own, everything, I wanted to offer something so unique that you don't really see anywhere else. And so, eventually the vision just evolved, and now I have a clothing boutique. So I get that side of my passion, and then my studio is inside my boutique. And so I do it all.
I know your clothes are so cute.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh. I
Thank
just
you.
saw a post from Spokane Eats, who was at your place.
Yes.
And she was trying on all these outfits and she's like, guess which one I got? And I'm like, all of them? Like, you got all of them, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all so cute.
They
and
all look so good.
really comfortable.
Yeah. I really, my personal style is very focused in loungewear in a way where you're cozy, but you still look put together. Yeah. And so that's a big offering of mine in my studio, because I find it hard to find very well curated, sustainable fashion with good fabrics and cozy fabrics. And so that's really what I love to offer in my shop.
Yay. I'm going to have to come check those out.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I love that.
And I know your process with your clients, you mentioned it starts before they even walk in the door for you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your client process when somebody inquires with you.
Yeah. So it's very important to me that even just from the initial discovery of my Instagram or my website, that someone who's really soul aligned with what I would have to offer will resonate like visually with the brand. So it really starts there. And then, when someone inquires, typically I will, troubleshoot, answer any questions that they have. And then I have a very thorough intake process that they fill out before booking with me, so I can really get to know what they're looking for, what they've had in the past, where I can help them. And so, it's really important that I begin that relationship from the initial online discovery and that they feel nurtured through the whole process. And then when they walk into my shop, my hope is that they just already feel at home and they already feel taken care of. And then we move into when someone comes in for their actual treatment. I have a pretty thorough consultation process where we sit face to face and I just get to know where they're at, what they're looking for. And everything is very intuitive for me too. And so I can, see someone's skin and kind of hear what they're saying and what their concerns are with themselves. And I can kind of see a little bit deeper into it. Like, okay, there's these surface level ailments that are presenting that you're not feeling so good about. I know that there's something deeper that we need to work on here. And so that's, once again, back to the client relationship, just really building that trust and that comfort and, just being here to support someone through every season of their life.
Absolutely. Do you feel like there are things that you do that a general esthetician might not? Because I feel like a lot of times with a general esthetician, they're going to look at just the skin and kind of diagnose and treat very surface level. Whereas I feel like you go deeper, like to the inside.
Yeah, I would say so. And I think it's part of my upbringing is, I don't know if you're familiar with Louise Hay and her work.
No.
But she basically just pioneered this body of work that essentially talks about how physical ailments are most often stemming from some sort of emotional imbalance.
Interesting.
So I just grew up with that.
Yeah.
And anytime there would be anything, my back hurts. Oh, I have, a rash on my leg, like whatever, my family would be like, let's look it up in the book. And what does that mean?
Interesting.
And so that's just, I've always had that thought to where I know I'd feel that something's a lot deeper than what's presenting, especially if someone has tried everything and they are, they've tried the pills, the creams, the topical, the outside. Sometimes, most often, it's like, okay, there's probably something deeper going on. And so, that's definitely like my approach. And I would say, I do go a lot deeper than the average, even facial experience I've ever had anywhere where, I appreciate a nice just in and out facial treatment. But for me, what I'm looking to offer with my clientele is, that the spiritual support, the emotional support. Beauty is just goes so much deeper. And so, that kind of explains a little bit of the difference. When someone comes in and they're talking about this acne journey, they've been on their entire life and they've tried Accutane and they've tried this pill and they've tried herbs and they've tried this. I am like, okay, well, there's more to dig into here if you're willing to go that deep. You know, some people aren't ready for it, and I respect that.
They're like, I wasn't ready for therapy.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They're like, I just want you to fix it.
Exactly. I joke with people like, you know, when you come to see me, like, be prepared. Like, I'm your life coach. I'm your spiritual mentor. I'm your herbalist. I'm your nutritionist. I'm all of the above. And yeah, I think it just comes from my background of, you know, having all of these different holistic healing modalities that have helped myself and my family, and being able to share that with others who might not be aware of, you know, alternative healing therapies. Yeah.
Well, and what's going on our inside is so key with and linked with what's happening on the outside. Because I know quite a few years ago, I was going through a huge amount of stress, and I ended up breaking out with shingles.
Wow.
You know, and it was just like, and the doctor was like, I don't usually see people your age with this. And it was a huge stress-induced response. And I was going through adrenal fatigue and had all these things that were going on in my body. And they were just like, we don't know why you're going through this. But the catalyst was a stress trigger that was a few years prior that turned into gut issues, that turned into adrenal issues, that turned into shingles, that turned into eczema, etc. And fortunately, a lot of those things have gone away. But it was all a response to a stress trigger.
Fascinating. And spot on. I see it so often. And it really is incredible to be able, you know, nowadays, like when someone comes to me for their acne, I'm looking at them and I'm like, I can treat you. I have treatments. I have products for that. But like, what kind of anger might you be holding on to, or what, you know, what kind of stored trauma might we need to work through? And obviously I'm not a therapist. And so really I can give them the information and the insight and what has helped me, and kind of enlightening someone onto the journey of, okay, here's, you know, an alternative therapy that might support you through this. But yeah, just in my own work, the times that my skin has been the most clear, the most vibrant, the most healthy is when I emotionally feel my best, when I've done therapy, when I've done the inner child healing, when I've done somatic therapy, and when I'm in my meditation practice, when I'm doing yoga. And so it really is, that's where the glow comes from is, you know, and it's okay to be thrown off track sometimes when, you know, I truly believe physical ailments are messengers from the body, like coming through to let us know, hey, there's something that needs to be taken a look at. Something needs to be nurtured. Something needs to be healed. And so when we can start to look at these, you know, ailments that come through, these rashes, the shingles, like the acne, rosacea, sometimes even, like, it's, you know, it's an invitation to go within. And I love being here to support someone through that journey and do the detective work to figure out, okay, what is it that needs addressed here?
Yeah. And it's not always what's already in our body, but sometimes what we're putting in or on.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I deal with migraines, and food triggers are huge for me, but also stress and weather and all those other things. So there are external and internal factors, and it can be hard to figure out, why is this acne here? You know, or why is my rosacea worse? And the amount of times I've had a bride with a pimple on her wedding day, like, if I had $1 for every time, you know, and they're just like, I tried to reduce stress this week, and then I have this pimple, you know, and I'm like, yep. Like we have those conversations beforehand, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. And even positive stress, excitement, things like that can do things to your skin that your body's just like, whoa. And so to maintain that homeostasis energy within your body is difficult.
It is. And it's not always realistic. And a lot of what I talk about, I know is easier said than done when I'm like, you know, just prioritize meditation, just do this, just stress relief, just eat right. I get it. Like, real life happens. And that's what I try to express to my clients is, like, especially when you're acne prone, your acne is never technically healed or cured. There's no known cure for acne. There are just ways to prevent it and to maintain the clear skin. And when something pops up, like, you know, it's just about having the knowledge to know what to do to take care of it and to heal yourself. I still break out to this day, like, you know, and it's whether it's hormonal, whether it's travel, whether it's something I ate, you know, it's just about really having the resilience in your health, but also mentally to be able to get you through it when it's happening, and saying, okay, it's it's just a breakout. Here's, I'm well equipped. Do I need to go in for a treatment? Do I need to just use my spot treatment? So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you find that you ever get people who are like, I've never had acne before and now it's here? Or do you
All the
get
time.
people, okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure because I just was talking to a friend the other day and she's like, I have these acne breakouts and she doesn't know if it's hormonal or what's going on, but she's like, it's here. And I was like, go see the glow, go see her. But do you find that, I know a lot of your work is intuitive, but is there a difference when treating hormonal acne versus something that might be a stress response versus a different type of acne? Or are those kind of all treated similarly and you do more work on the inside?
Yeah, that is a great question. And I see it so much where women are coming to me in their 30s and their 40s, never having broken out in their life. And all of a sudden it's coming about. And I don't have the answer as to why that happens. I just know in my own mind, I think that the food is different than it's ever been in our society. That's a thing. I think we're living hustle and bustle, high stress lives compared to how it has been in history. I think that a lot of us women especially have so much on our plate all of the time. I think our self-care is neglected. I think, so many things. And on top of that too, I think over time, our bodies, our gut health, our liver health, sometimes when all of our detoxification organs are, overloaded over the years, it can only take so much. And our skin being one of our largest organs, when there's no other passageway for things to detox through, when things are backed up, it's going to come through in the skin. And so when it comes to, different types of acne and all of that, like, oftentimes everything is so interconnected with one another. And I do see it where I have clients come in after like a crazy traumatic stress event and all of a sudden their skin is just freaking out. And that's like, okay, so we need to just regulate the nervous system a little bit, work on your adrenal health a little bit, and that will probably put you back on track. Sometimes it's just a couple facials to get put back on track too, a couple little treatments, a little extractions, some LED therapy, lymphatic drainage massage. But then, there's the women that come in either when they get pregnant or when they give birth or the hormonal changes. And that is like very clear that especially if there's not a lot of stress triggers, especially if you haven't changed your diet, especially, it's most likely you just gave birth to a human, so there's a lot going on.
Just a small little thing. Yeah, no big deal.
So there are definitely, that's why it's like I can never know when someone's reaching out about their acne. And that's why the consultation process is so thorough for me is, I'm saying, okay, so what's the history here? When did the acne start? Let's do the detective work. Let's look at the timeline. Let's see what's going on. And from there, just being able to connect the dots of, okay, hey, how do we get you back to where you were? Or, this is, as we age too, our bodies evolve and things change in our bodies. And sometimes the skincare that worked for you your whole life might not be what you need anymore. So making that adjustment or, maybe you've developed an intolerance to a certain food that you didn't really realize or, so there's so much to it. But yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It totally does. Do you find there's a difference between men and women and their acne causes and the treatment, or is it just kind of person to person?
It really is person to person. I would say a lot of the male clients that I treat with acne, it's kind of across the board. I have some like high school age male clients who I just feel like it's high school. You're not eating too right. You're not sleeping too great. Your hormones are changing. So like I had a very sweet young man that came through my acne program and, completely cleared his skin all the way. It was so inflamed when he first came to see me. And it genuinely was it just needed some good skincare. And we made, he kept a food log through the program. So I was able to kind of monitor what he was eating and let him know, hey, this school cafeteria lunch isn't probably the best, try to moderate a little bit. But and then I have some, mid-20s or early 30s men that come through, and sometimes it's something as simple as they need a new razor, or, it's a little bit
Yeah.
of razor burn going on, or we need a
Mm.
different product to apply post shaving to kind of help reduce that
Yeah.
inflammation. So yeah, I think that hormonally there's differences in men and women as well. And so sometimes it could just be simply that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, male skin is so different than women. When they come in, and some of the ones who absolutely do nothing to their face, or they use bar soap, or they're
Yeah.
using the 3-in-1 shampoo,
Yep.
body wash,
That's what my husband did until this last year when I was like,
Yeah. It's like,
Yep.
some people can get away with that. And I'm
Yep.
like, great, more power to you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Good for you.
I even have some women clients who can just use baby wipes on their skin, and
Whoa.
they have the best skin I've ever seen in their life. And I'm like, wow, must be nice.
Must be nice.
But yeah, everyone is so different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there are things that we're doing that kind of like sabotages our skin, whether it's food or not enough water? Like, what are the things that you kind of see lifestyle wise that are common between your clients?
The first thing is stress, which is so hard to avoid, but we are all just a stressed out society.
Yeah.
And we have so much on our plate, and we're doing the most. And so that's my first recommendation: is stress is unavoidable.
Yeah.
So what can you do to really counterbalance that? For me, that looks like daily meditation. I truly couldn't live without it. Being prone to anxiety and being a business owner and everything that comes along with it, I need my morning meditation. Yoga, hot yoga, I love. Sitting in the sauna, I love. Massaging myself, or going to get a facial, or going to get a massage. Traveling, laughter, like enjoying your life. So that's kind of that aspect of things is, how are you regulating the stress in your lifestyle? And then, of course, eating. That's the next biggest thing I see is, most people, especially if those that are breaking out all of a sudden, who have never had to worry about what they've eaten their whole life. Starting to take a look at that can be difficult to adjust, but the food skin health connection is major. And so, avoiding like some of the top acne triggers or just skin imbalance triggers can be dairy, caffeine, sugar, processed foods, just to name a few there. But yeah, I really think just being more mindful about what you're putting in your body, and really noticing too, how you feel after you eat certain foods, because your body will speak to you. It really will. So if you have a stomach ache after you eat that pizza every time, that's telling you something. And that's the best way for me. I'm very in tune with my body and how it feels, and just very sensitive in general. So when I eat something and I feel just the slightest amount of off, I'm like, okay, I probably won't eat that again, or, and so I think just paying attention to that can be very helpful as well, especially if you are dealing with acne and it is food related. If it is, your skin will speak to you pretty quickly. So if you've eaten something within the last 2 or 3 days that your skin didn't agree with, it will most likely create that flare up. And so being able to kind of backtrack and take a look and say, okay, so I'm breaking out right now. What did I do the past 3 days? How was my sleep? But what did I eat? Was I traveling? Was it Thanksgiving? So taking the holidays. So that, and then just a general, like taking care of yourself, taking time to actually do your skincare routine and actually find the products that are suited for your skin is just the most important thing. And, simple is often better. It doesn't have to be this elaborate 10-step routine. So I just encourage anyone who's, looking to, whether they want to come in for regular treatments or not, if you're looking to just take care of yourself, beyond just at home, on your own, like, have a nice, simple skincare routine and taking that time for yourself. Like, it's so important to prioritize just that couple minutes in the morning and the evening to just tune in, look in the mirror. How are you? I love you, expressing that to yourself.
I know. I don't feel like I'm ready for bed unless I have all my skincare routine done.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
that's just kind of a part of my sleep rhythm, and
I love that.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels refreshing. I'm like, okay, ready to sleep.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my dream is
Yeah.
for all my clients to feel like that, because especially at the end of the night when we're all exhausted and that's
Yeah.
the last thing we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I really love helping people find skincare regimens that they genuinely look forward
Yeah.
to using and that feel like a ritual, like a self-love
Yes.
experience. So that's what I love about just even the facials that I do is
Yeah.
like creating that just experience, the aromas, the sensations, the feelings, like all of that. So if you're not looking forward to your routine right now, I highly recommend just, continuing to search for the perfect products that
Yeah.
you love the smells, you love the way your skin feels, you
Yes.
love,
Yeah. Well, and sometimes it's those things like I'm always telling people I love to base my goals and routines on feelings. Like I want to feel this today. I want to feel accomplished. What am I going to do today that is going to make me feel that? Like if I'm going to feel accomplished, I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat right. If I want to feel better about myself, I'm going to do these things. I'm probably going to wear the outfit that makes me feel good and not frumpy.
Yes.
Because I'll notice like a day that I didn't get ready for the day and I didn't really do my skincare and I'm still in my jammies at 1 p.m. I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Yes.
But if you put yourself together, you do the skincare routine, you take care of yourself, you eat the right things, you exercise, you meditate, you do your yoga, like your day feels so much better.
Yes.
And you feel like you have a purpose. And so I am just a huge advocate for that.
I agree. I feel the
Yes.
same way. Exactly. And there's, different moods for different days. For me, yeah, like Sundays are my sacred Sunday. It's my just cozy day, relax. And so I purposely put on my coziest outfit.
Yes.
I purposely light the candles. I get my frequency music playing in the background. I set the tone, and that's just my day. And then Mondays are my get it done day, my admin day, CEO day. So I'm putting on the outfit, I'm getting ready, I'm doing my hair, and I'm just, eating the foods that are energizing me. And so, yeah, I agree with that.
Yes. But you're able to do that on Monday because you did the self-care on Sunday.
You're right. You're
And
so
I
right.
think a lot of times, especially if we want to, yes, I want to feel beautiful every day. Yes, I want to feel accomplished. But sometimes in order for me to be able to have the energy to feel those things, I have to rest.
Yeah.
And that's so important because we are so goal oriented. We're such doers. And sometimes we're doers without intent. And we don't think, how is this helping me? How is this serving me? Because we want our routines to serve us and not us serving them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a big part of your business is you're like, I'm serving you, but you're also serving yourself for taking that time to come and see you.
Yes.
And to then do that skincare regimen and to take care of yourself afterwards. So you are setting the intention for their skincare, their spiritual wellness, for their week and helping them just kind of glide and float through and just have that thread that follows them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I love. And I always say, like, you're investing in me, yes, but you're investing in yourself when you come to see me because, it's self-care at its finest, taking the time, whether it's, especially coming in for a facial and actually giving yourself that time to just be and to just receive and just allow your cup to be filled. But then, having the education and the resources to carry that sensation with you when you leave. And that's huge for me in my process is just making sure that someone becomes awakened to really be their own healer and their own skincare guru.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and I love sending brides your way.
Thank you.
It's such a fun thing for me to be able to especially have another person that invests so much into the experience and have it be a multifaceted experience because I love doing that with my brides. I don't want to just go to them and be like, I'm your makeup artist and I just do makeup. Like we work on the whole experience as a well-rounded, like well-oiled machine. So that way, from the moment they inquire all the way through their wedding day, it's just like this, just this feel good, you know what to expect. Like I'm going to send you to the right people. Like I just want it to be like kneading the bread nice and slow. Where it's just like, yes, this is great.
Yeah.
And so I love referring brides to you because I know that you understand that as well, just from even before like not having met you, which is so
Wow.
fun.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So much.
if when I send brides your way, maybe speak a little bit to things that they can be doing right now. Say a bride has a wedding next summer. What are some of the things that she can be doing right now for her skin to kind of prep to have her best wedding skin possible?
I love this. So, yeah, first I would take a look at obviously what your skincare regimen is looking like right
Mm-hmm.
now. Do you love it? Do you not? Is there things that could be adjusted? And from there, that's where I specialize. That's where I love to help
Mm-hmm.
women. So reaching out for a consultation with me or coming in for a treatment. I have a lot of brides who start about 6 months before their wedding
Okay.
and getting into a facial flow. Some
Perfect.
brides love to come every 4 weeks. It does kind of depend on the amount of corrective work that we have to do as
Mm-hmm.
well. So, if someone is experiencing a lot of acne, I would definitely recommend at least 6 months in advance coming to
Okay.
see me because it takes roughly 90 days, sometimes a little bit longer, to clear your acne if your
Okay.
skin takes well to the protocol that I offer.
Mm.
Sometimes leaning more towards the 4 months.
Okay.
And then from there, if there's any scarring or pigmentation left over from the acne, we have a couple months to do a bit of reparative work with that.
Okay.
So timeline wise, when it comes to treatments, and everything like that, that's my recommendation. But even just at home, do you have any sort of massage ritual for yourself at home? Do you have a gua sha tool? Do you have little facial cups? And if you don't, that's great because you can just use your hands.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of,
I love doing that. Just
yeah.
feels so good.
Just get into it. Just enjoy it. Just take a little extra longer when you're cleansing your skin, like,
Yes.
in the shower, whatever feels best to you. But self-massage, I think we all underestimate the power of our own healing touch and our own just fingers. Yes, I recommend all the beauty tools. They're all really fun. I incorporate them into my facials, but there's nothing that matches the magic of just human touch, your own touch, or just human touch from coming to get a facial. And so I definitely think, whether it's YouTube or Instagram now has so many videos and reels of massage, and I could be way better about posting my own videos on there. But yeah, so self-massage, lymphatic drainage work. If I could take like one product on a deserted island with me, it would be goddess oil that I carry. It's a CBD beauty oil.
Okay.
I love it. There's like 3 ingredients. It's so simple. It's actually made locally in Post Falls, I believe, or Idaho somewhere, just Coeur d'Alene. And I just love that product. So if someone came to me and they're like, give me something that's going to make me glow, give me something so simple, it's the goddess oil.
Yes.
So I would recommend thinking about getting your hands on that, especially if you are going to be doing self-massage.
Yeah.
Having a beautiful beauty oil to incorporate, something that's acne safe, of course, non-pore clogging. And then, just the other modalities that I was even speaking about earlier, like sometimes your skin doesn't need a new product. Sometimes it just needs more laughter. Sometimes you just need to, spend time with your loved ones. Sometimes you just need to, go to the yoga class or take time to meditate, and all of those ways that bring your inner beauty to life, allowing yourself to be lit up in the world and doing things that you love and being outside and getting fresh air and being in the sunlight and not being afraid of the sun. Like, yes, sunscreen's beautiful, but sunlight, we were all meant to have sunlight, on our skin and on our faces. And so I highly encourage that.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely think, there's plenty that you can do leading up to have your best wedding skin ever. But I think the best glow comes from feeling good in your own skin and taking care of yourself and prioritizing your health. And so yeah, that would be my tips.
Well, I feel like you've given us all permission today to like do those things. Because I think sometimes we need an excuse like, oh, I'm so stressed, I need a facial. But when we know that it's for our overall health, to do these things, to do those self-care things is just so good on a whole new level.
Yeah, I really do. As I've expressed, like, even when someone comes to see me for a facial, like, I want to make it so worth it to them that this is not just a facial. Like, this is an activation of your glow, your inner glow, you know? And, being able to kind of inspire someone. I think that's the thing too, especially if someone has never had a facial and they come in, there's this inspiration that comes from, oh my gosh, I feel so good. Look at this glow. I feel beautiful. I feel great with no makeup. And that's, like the ultimate goal is for someone to, makeup can be beautiful in the right time, but to feel reliant on it in order to, fully accept yourself, like I really tried to aim for helping someone to feel totally vibrant in their own natural skin.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, where can listeners find you online?
So my website is findyourglow.co. And then my Instagram is at theglowco.collective.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
It's been so good.
Thank you for having
me. I'm
me.
just going to float throughout the rest of my day, just feel all zen after our conversation.
Me too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely. And we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Talk Bridal to Me. I hope you have a day where you truly feel beautiful. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.